Happy New Year's. I haven't talked to you since last year on Riverside.
That's such a dad joke.
Today's going good so far. This is a good day so far.
Yeah.
I woke
Why?
up to news on my phone that said that the Royals are happy where they are with their moves they've made this offseason, and that is telling me that my skeptical fan inside of me is telling me that means that we're not going to make any trades or anything, which is sad. Because I want to make more moves because I've enjoyed this offseason. This has been one of the more productive off seasons in my memory, to be completely honest. And
yeah, I was reading an article on The Athletic of the 7 most improved teams in the offseason, and the Royals were number 7. So that's good for them.
We made the cut. Nice.
Yeah. The Dodgers were on the list too, which it was just funny to me that the back-to-back world champions can be considered one of the most improved teams. But then I looked at it, I'm like, well, yeah, I guess they got a closer, so that's true. But that's kind of what we talked about last week, though, with the Royals, was we think that they're probably happy with the roster and don't need to force a trade and only take a deal if it makes sense.
Yeah, the rotation we're sitting with right now is gonna kick some major butt if we don't end up actually moving anybody. I think the Royals just want to play some ball, man. I think they want to play some baseball and they want to see how everything fits into place, and I'm okay with that, honestly. We have a lot of months until the trade deadline, and if we feel like we need to make a trade at that time, then okay. But we'll see.
Yeah, that's kind of my thought too, is not that if the deal's right, take it, obviously, but I think go in with what you have, see what you got, roll with it for now, because it's, even if you do nothing moving forward, it is significantly better than what you rolled out in 2025. So if for whatever reason you get down the line and an Isaac Collins, Lane Thomas platoon situation isn't working out like you expected it to, then go and get an outfielder. Go and get a bat. You'll probably do that anyway. So
yeah. Look at you, you know ball, don't you?
A little bit. I watched baseball once.
I watched it a couple times.
Yeah. I've seen at least 3 games. And I talk about them endlessly.
What are you sipping on right now? You got a drink?
Water.
Hardly know her. What is that cup?
It's a
generic red cup. Oh, all I saw was red.
It's from Target.
Oh, nice. I'm going to chug this real quick.
Yeah, but Royals are happy. But we do have some pretty cool news in Royals. For the Royals? I don't know what I was going to say.
In Royals?
Yeah, in Royals. So Matt Quatraro, I will never say his name without having a speech impediment the first time ever. It's never happened. Matt Quatraro and the Royals agreed to a contract extension. So 2026 was going to be the last year of his deal, but they extended him through 2029. That deal starts in 2027, and it has a club option for 2030. So I love this deal. I like what Q, I'm just going to start calling him Q from now on. I like what Q's doing. And I think JJ Piccolo and Q, their kind of partnership works really well, and having him be the leader of this team and creating some stability and continuity within the organization, I think goes a long way. We were kind of talking about it off the podcast, and just, I guess we're going to dunk on the Las Vegas Raiders for a second, but Las Vegas Raiders are on their 3rd head coach in 3 years, or they're about to be. on their fourth head coach in 4
And
years. Actually,
they're still paying dead money to 5 separate coaches right now.
Yeah, and
unacceptable.
I was just like, how as an organization can you create any form of stability if you just have a revolving door of leadership? So obviously the Raiders are the Raiders, but anyway, it just shows me that the Royals value that, and we need this leader, this familiarity with the players, and somebody that's going to be around for a long time, and somebody that I think is going to be very successful and already has been successful in a short amount of time.
Yeah. I've had my gripes with Q in the last couple of years with his decisions, whether it's pulling a starter a little early or pinch hitting with some random dude off the bench or something. That's really the extent of my beef with him. Other than that, it's me really wishing he would get in the faces of the umpires at times, because he never does. Matt Quatraro is a very interesting specimen. He is a coach that coaches based on, and we kind of talked about this also before the podcast, like the contrast of people that can be in leadership. There's people like Terry Francona, who's with the Reds now, but used to be with the Guardians/Indians. I feel like it was every single game. He's coming out of that dugout, almost spitting out his gum in the middle of a screaming match. And he's just yelling just for the sake of yelling, and making his presence known during the game, letting the players. And sometimes I feel like he would use the chew out the umpire as his venting, as his way of showing the players that he cares, and he's trying to get the team riled up. He's trying to get them invested in that game. Whereas Matt Quatraro is very much a let's just go talk to this guy. Like, let me go have a quick one-on-one. It's kind of like an Andy Reid thing. Like, he'll go and he'll have a quick one-on-one off to the side, and he'll, touch base with them, make sure they're doing okay, kind of see what they're seeing, let him know what he's seeing. And it's a managerial style that's really like data-driven, analytics-driven. I think Matt Quatraro is like 50 years old. I'm excited because it was really nice going from Ned Yost to, wasn't it straight from Ned Yost to Mike Matheny?
Yes.
So going from Ned Yost, who is he's the type I should have brought up. Why was I bringing up this name that no one knows? Ned Yost. Everyone remembers Ned Yost.
Terry.
I know, but Royals fans, if you're watching a Royals game and you see Ned Yost get up out of the dugout and go yell at some guy, I think I might have seen Quatraro do that once. And Ned Yost was the opposite. Ned Yost would get ejected, once every couple weeks. And very different manager types. One of them is I've been in ball since I was a boy, and they're in their 60s, and they're they know the game. But then there's the Matt Quatraro types that are more up and coming, and I think, like you said, that the continuity between him and JJ, I think they've built a pretty good identity. And sometimes you wish there was a little more fire under his butt, but I mean, he can manage his team the way he wants to, as long as we're making the playoffs and he's making the right calls, but we'll see.
Yeah. Matt Quatraro has been ejected 7 times in 3 years.
Okay.
Aaron Boone, who is the Yankees manager, who I always think of as like a fiery manager, he's been ejected over 40 times in his 7-year career. He's been with the Yankees since 18, I think. But I think Bobby Cox has the record for most ejections, and it's like 150 times or something. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
But
I mean, I wasn't I'm not asking Quatraro to go get thrown out all the time.
No.
I'm just saying, show some passion. Like, something controversial will happen. Like, one of my core memories is Royals versus Yankees in the playoffs. The Jazz Chisholm second base fiasco.
Yeah.
It shows
he
Matt
was definitely
Quatraro, and he's
out.
just sitting there like this. He's like, this is probably one of the most memorable Royals memories in the last 10 years. Like one of the most insane. You could get out there and you could go fire up the team, and maybe something. It could have changed the outcome. I don't know. I'm not a manager, so who am I?
No, I'm with you. There's been times where I'm like, why are you not out of the dugout in the umpire's face right now? Like,
Yeah.
and that style has really kind of gone away as a whole. You don't like Aaron Boone. That's a rarity now. I think most people just deal with it how they deal with it. And Q is very clearly a laid back guy. I don't know if I've ever seen him raise his voice. So it's not surprising that he's not bumping chests with the umpire, but it'd be great if he did. But no, I like him as a leader. He's definitely the right guy for the job. And you made me mad bringing up Mike Matheny because that was a big mistake. I can't believe that ever happened.
Yeah, I was never a Cardinals fan, so I never knew the lore. So when I saw the Royals were bringing in Mike Matheny, I was like, that's a name that I know. He must be good. And I reached out to you about it, and you were like, oh no. And then we spent 3 years saying, oh no.
Yeah.
What have we done?
He inherited a Tony La Russa team, took them to the World Series in 2013, lost, and was pretty much terrible the rest of the way. Didn't know how to manage a bullpen, didn't know how to manage young players, and just was not the right guy for this organization. And I'm glad that JJ Piccolo saw that and didn't try to like, oh, let's just keep it going. Because I remember whenever the Royals were in the market for a new manager after Matheny, for me, I'm like, well, let's look at some other teams similar to the Royals. Like, let's look at what the Guardians have. Let's look at what the Brewers have. Let's look at what the Rays have. And they are small market teams that have this sustained success. Let's get some people from their staff and plug them in here and kind of get those philosophies here. Matt Quatraro was the Rays bench coach for Kevin Cash. Kevin Cash has been with the Rays now for 11 seasons. So something's going right there.
Yeah.
And speaking of the Guardians, Brian Sweeney was the bullpen coach for the Guardians. Guardians have a just pitching factory, it seems. Brian Sweeney has created one of the 10 best pitching staffs in all of baseball for the last 3 seasons. Yeah, but Matt Quatraro, see what you did?
I'm so sorry.
So 2023 was his first season as manager. Royals went 56-106. One of the worst seasons in Royals history. And you reminded me that was coined an observation year by the Royals. I completely forgot that they did that. They were like, we're going to see what we have. And this is kind of an observation year. We don't have high expectations. And it was June. And we're like, is the observation complete? Like, this is a dumpster fire?
Yeah. We've been observing this train wreck for the last 3 years. So we really need to keep observing. But yeah, had 106 losses. Then 2024 completely revamped the roster. I believe that there were only 7 returning players on the Major League roster in 2024 versus 2023. So they just cleaned house. And 2024 30-game improvement, went 86-76, which is unheard of to have that kind of an improvement. I think at one time it was like the best. Yeah, I think at one time it was the best, but I don't think they ended up with the best. But the 30-game improvement is what I'm saying was one of the best of all time.
Yep, they
definitely best in Royals history.
yeah. Made the postseason in 24, won a playoff series, beat Baltimore, and
swept Baltimore.
Yeah,
they kicked their butts.
Yep, and lost in the ALDS. Hello.
Oh, put that away, dude.
Yeah,
nobody
for
wants
real.
to
We
see
don't need to see that.
Say hi. Say hi. Hi.
Hello,
This
kitty.
is Frankie, ladies and gentlemen. You want to say hi, Frankie? You want to say hi to the people? You want to say hi? Okay, dude. Standing on me sideways.
Standing. But yeah, 2025 winning record. Obviously, we've spoken a lot about 2025, so we don't need to dive too deep into that. But looking at Q and where he stands in Royals history from a managerial perspective, there have been 21 managers in Royals history, and he is already. And if you know Royals history, this probably isn't that surprising, but he's 7th all time in wins already with 224.
If he has one of the greatest seasons in Royals history, he will move up to number 4, but that would require him winning like 93 games. I expect him to be top 5 by the end of this next season, because he would only have to have, that's 63 games that the Royals would have to win for him to be top 5.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm looking here at this list. If you look at the longest tenured Royals of all time, Ned Yost is 10, Dick Howser was 6, RIP. Tony Muser was 6, Whitey Herzog was 5, John Wathan, who I had never heard of in my entire life, was 5 years. And then this will be Quatraro's 4th season, which will have him tied with Hal McRae and Tony Pena, which if he sticks out the rest of this extension, 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, and then if he stays for 2030, that's going to be 8 seasons. That's going to have him number 2 all time, just like that. And that, that's optimism, but who wouldn't sign up for that with him actually being good and getting to stick out the rest of his entire extension? Like, I would love that.
Ned Yost winning as manager, 746 wins. Not even close. Whitey Herzog's 2nd. Then, yeah, Dick Howser, World Series champ, Dick Howser. So some great names on the top of that list. And I think what's cool about this with Q is it feels like you look at some of these names and it's like, okay, Tony Pena Jr., or not Tony Pena Jr., but Tony Pena and Tony Muser, so the Tonys, not great eras. They were around for a little bit, but I think that we're going to see some pretty good success with Q here. So that's really cool to kind of think about.
If he were to continue playing, or if he were to continue managing the team he has the way he has in the last 2 seasons, I mean, that's a winning ball club that if you look at half these names, there's only like 4 or 5 names that are even above a 500 winning percentage. So, and Ned Yost isn't even one of them.
Ned Yost
has a 471 winning percentage.
Yeah, in Ned Yost's defense, he stuck around longer than he really needed to.
Yeah.
After the core left, like he was here in 2018 and 2019, and I think those 2 seasons alone gave him 200 losses. So
yeah, poor guy. What are you gonna do about it?
What are you gonna do? But yeah, we'll take I'm sure he's happy with his World Series championship and being having a losing record. So
I think he's kind of chasing that 500 record now, because that 50 burger that he had in the loss column, that's going to take him a few years to catch up. He's at a career manager's win-loss, 224 wins, 262 losses. So if the Royals were an optimistic, like 10 games above 500, it would still take him 4 years to play that back to 500 record.
Yeah.
So good luck, Matthew.
Yeah. It's interesting.
We're all cheering for you.
I doubt he cares about that. I know some do. I remember like AJ Hinch, Astros garbage man. he was the manager. He managed for a very short time in Arizona, and it was bad. And the Astros wanted him. The Astros wanted him, and he was like, the Astros weren't good yet, so he straight up was like, I don't want to manage because I don't want to tarnish my record even further, which is like,
wow,
such a weird.
I never heard that story.
Yeah, well, okay, so there's a book called Winning Fixes Everything by Evan Drellich that goes into the Astros and kind of gives you what their front office culture was like during the Jeff Lunau, AJ Hinch era of Astros, and gets into the cheating scandal, and it talks about all of that. And it just I just found that really odd for AJ Hinch to be like, I don't want to do that because I don't want to tarnish my record. Like, what? Who cares?
Shut the heck up, dude. I don't want to tarnish my record of being a cheating
right losing record or beating trash cans to give yourself an edge. I'll take the losing record all day.
Yeah, man, that's tough. Overcoming it, they're never gonna overcome that. Every time there's a Astros player that was part of that team. I don't know how
he's a manager of a Major League Baseball team right now.
It's a good question. If you're getting caught cheating, I mean, everyone gets to get sanctified at some point, but I mean, I think the MLB is just like weighing they're just being really risky, I think.
Well, Rob Manfred, who I actually really like as a commissioner, I know we're getting on a tangent here, but I like him a lot. I think he handled the Astros scandal in the worst possible way. Terrible. Because my thought was the Astros, they should have treated it like a PED suspension, where this is your first offense, you're getting suspended for 81 games. But they gave the players immunity if they talked. They should have been given an 81-game suspension, the players. And the Astros should have been forced to field like a AAA team for half the season. That's what should have happened.
So what happened?
Nothing. AJ Hinch got fired. Jeff Lunau got fired. Carlos Beltran was going to be the Mets manager, and they ended up backing out of that. Alex Cora, who was the Red Sox manager at the time, got fired for like a year because he got suspended, and then the Red Sox rehired him. But now they're both back. Alex Cora's back managing. AJ Hinch is back managing. Jeff Lunau, I don't think will ever work in baseball again.
Fascinating.
It's fascinating.
It makes me want to like watch a documentary or like read that book that you're talking about, because I mean the punishment definitely did not, because coming from, so this is very shallow surface level opinions because I wasn't really plugged in. All I knew is Astros cheated, banging on trash cans. They're a bunch of losers. And I was under the impression that almost had the bearings of them forfeiting their World Series trophy. Like, if you're literally caught cheating and that is one of the ways that you won, documented in 4K, then the punishment should be way, like, unless Robbie over here is just like, hey, do what you want to do. No, and not trying to make an example of him. Imagine what the NFL would have done. The NFL would have crucified them.
He fumbled that in the worst. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. Like, how you have baseball that is just riddled with scandals, and you have one of the biggest scandals to ever hit your sport, and you just failed. I don't get it.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder if you were to, I need to just hit up one of my friends that lives in Houston and just see what they say about it and how they felt hearing about it. Cause
I don't see a lot of Astros fans that have remorse for it. I don't know how I would feel if in 2015, when the Royals won it all, they had some crazy system going on that fed information to the hitter in the batter's box. I would feel, I don't know. I would feel very weird about it.
Yeah, or if we found out that they like cheated in some really obscure way, like finding out the pitches before the pitch is thrown is one of the biggest advantages in all of baseball, because everyone that has played multiple sports will say the hardest thing in all of sports is hitting a baseball, and you're gaining an advantage. Now, if we were to hear the Royals in 15 were using like corked bats or something, you know, then we would all be like, I would probably just, at this point we're so removed, I'd probably be like, what a bunch of losers, freaking losers, and it would just tarnish their legacy a little bit. But
if I found out the Royals were using corked bats in 15, I would say, why didn't you hit more home runs? No, anyway, yeah, that was about Matt Quatraro's managerial record, and it just got me thinking about that.
Stay tuned to Everybody Loves Royals, where we go off on the most entertaining tangent. Are you excited for the Royals rally?
Yeah, I haven't been to a Royals rally in years. I don't think I've been since they've done it at Bartle Hall, so it's been a while.
I thought they do it at the stadium. Did not do it at the stadium anymore?
I don't know.
What did you say? What did you say?
They used to do it at Bartle Hall.
I think they do it at the stadium now.
Yeah, they do.
So the Royals rally is January 31st, 2026. And there's 3 time slots. There's the 10 a.m., the 12:15, and the 2:30. You and I, Brandon and Moses, will be attending, drumroll please, the 12:15 time slot in the early afternoon. And what we're going to do is we're going to meet with fans and everyone before and after our time slot. So we're going to kind of use the area that we're in. We're going to utilize that to, you know, gab with fans and stuff, make some content. If you have any Royals takes that you want to spill and go onto the internet, be there, and we will record it and we will put it on the internet for you.
It'll be fun because FanFest kind of kicks everything off for the season. 2 weeks after FanFest, the pitchers and catchers will report to spring training, and then World Baseball Classic will happen this year, and then all of a sudden it'll be March 27th or March 28th, whatever it is, in Atlanta. I know they moved one of the dates around for opening day out there. So
it's going to be a good year. Good year for sports in the city, for sure. Got a revamped Chiefs team. We got a revamped Royals team. Got the World Cup. Got World Baseball Classic. It's going to be a good year for sports fans. Oh, the Olympics.
Not in Kansas City, but yeah.
You got anything else to say, doggy?
I hope that your New Year's resolutions are not already failed. Yeah. I hope your New Year's resolutions are still going strong.
People still do that.
I don't know. I think they do, yeah, but I feel like it's less of a thing now than it used to be. Because I'm not going to do that because, you know,
I haven't made a New Year's resolution in like 10 years.
I like that episode of The Office where they're doing New Year's resolutions, and Michael Scott is like, I made a New Year's resolution to floss, and on January 1st, I did. Boom, blood everywhere.
It's gross.
Anyway,
all right.
Yeah, that's all.
if that's all we got, then thank you everybody for tuning in. And this is episode 10. Brandon, it's been awesome doing all 10 of these episodes with you.
Retiring?
Yeah, I'm out of here.
All right.
I got traded. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Happy New Year. Peace.
See ya.
Peace.